Pokemon Rip and Ships are live streams
one.
where the streamer
The
has Pokemon
infamous
TCG
Kev
product for sale that
one
the
with the
viewers can
Captain
buy, have
Original
it open
Captain
live by the
Pikachu.
streamer with the rest of the viewers, and shipped out to them. This concept really blew up during COVID for a couple of reasons, including most people receiving large sums of money from unemployment and stimulus checks, and the fact that most large retail stores were having trouble keeping the shelves stocked and people having a lack of access to TCG products in general. This was also elevated by events like Logan Paul's first edition base set booster box break. A box break is a type of rip and ship where the streamer will open most oftenly an old or expensive booster box, then sell the packs individually. People choose to do this mainly to eliminate the chance of packs being resealed or potentially weighed, because old packs can often be weighed to see if there are any hollows in it. Old booster boxes also provide a set amount of hits per box, whereas loose packs can be very random. On paper, this might not sound like the worst thing in the world. I mean, people that are interested in opening modern packs got the chance to do so without having to go out and potentially get COVID or something like that. And people that are interested in opening vintage packs don't have to go through all the hassle of finding and sourcing legitimate vintage packs, which is oh so hard nowadays. But the problem comes with, the adaptation of these newer streaming sites like Whatnot and TikTok that have kind of implemented the super fast selling grind hustle grind set money making mentalities, these parasocial connections that these people are getting to these streamers and all that kind of stuff. And inherently it's just boiled down nowadays to people selling 12 $11 booster packs for $16 $17. you know um Not only is it three times MSRP, $5 a pack, they're selling for 15 $17. They're also selling over market. The market has established a pack price of like $12 or something like that. These people are selling them for $16 to $17. Let's start with one of the most popular YouTube rip and shippers named Wenzel TCG. He has about 300,000 subscribers. He averages about 300,000 to 500,000, half a million views on his streams. He streams anywhere from 5 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 8.5, 9 hours. He can go on for some pretty long streams as well as some pretty short ones. He has an insane amount of inventory, team up sleeve booster packs, anywhere from black and white packs to sun and moon packs, the most modern of booster packs in Ascended Heroes, Phantasmal Flames, all that kind of stuff. He has such an insane amount of inventory and takes such an insane amount of orders on a daily basis. I've selected a stream to do a deep dive in, which he only streamed for about 2.5 hours because he was running into problems with the streaming service. I've collected the items from all 61 orders of this stream and calculated the total cost of all items combined to be $16,244.50. In 2.5 hours, he sold a little over 16,000 in product, but that product was not free, of course. So I also calculated the market value of every single item sold. Market value is basically the price the community is willing to pay for items and this can be found on a range of websites, including eBay, TCG Player, and more. The market value of every sold item in that one stream comes out to $13,898.05, or in other words, a difference of $2,346.45. So this comes out to almost about $938 an hour. And I know what some of you are thinking. Obviously, that's not the only things he has to take care of. So I messaged my brother, who has over 1,600 items sold on eBay alone, not counting like TCG Player and some of the other websites he might have sold items on before. He says that if you put time and effort into shipping things out, it should take about 5 minutes per package. And he had 61 orders. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he does take care of it. But my brother also did say that if you're just throwing your orders into a top loader and a bubble mailer, it's way quicker than 5 minutes. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I would also assume that these people that have like a lot more higher quality and bigger rip and ships, they probably break even on shipping, if not even make a little bit of money on shipping. They've probably optimized it in such a way, but they at least break even. And we'll say they do 5 minutes. That puts them up to 3 hours basically, or 300 minutes, sorry, 300 minutes, which is 5 hours of shipping and stuff like that. If we give him another 2 hours or so, looking through Facebook Marketplace or, like emailing people back and all that kind of stuff for, to maintain inventory and to find this inventory. We give them 2 hours a day for inventory. We give them 5 hours a day for shipping, and we give them their stream length of about 2.5 to 3 hours on this stream in particular. They're still bringing in $246 an hour. That's still an insane number. I mean, that's not to count, they probably make an even higher margin on their streams as they go longer. But about $250 an hour is just an insane number. Now let's take a look at a more innovative style of rip and shipping. Nostalgianomics is a channel based on Pokemon collecting and investing, and he also runs a traditional rip and ship live stream most days. However, once a week, he does a special rip and ship live stream where he sells random mystery packs for $15 a piece. There are 880 in stock, and 1 in 55 of these random packs grant you a wheel spin to win an extra sealed box with your order. So there are 16 boxes as prizes, as well as a second chance drawing for a final last box for anyone that ordered more than 10 packs. Let's take a look at these boxes. The big ticket item is going to be the 151 Ultra Premium Collection, which at the time went for about $1,000. The next items up would be 3 Paldea Evolved booster boxes, valued at about $450 at the time. The last 12 boxes start getting into lower values of anywhere from a Scarlet Violet base booster box, worth about $275 at the time, down to a minimum prize of a Perfect Order booster box, in which there were 6 of, and they are valued about $200. Part of the sales pitch for these mystery packs is that you can get a rare or value pack to go on top of the fact you have a chance to win a sealed box as well. These rare or valuable packs include Destined Rivals at about $9, Phantasmal at about $10.50, and 151 at about $28 a pack. Like the sane person I am, I went through every single order in that 4-hour stream and slowed it down to count every single pack one by one to see what all 880 packs from this stream were. And it actually turned out to be a pretty easy solution, to be honest. It was 200 Twilight, 200 Perfect Order, 200 Mega, 200 Journey, 30 Phantasmal, 30 Destined Rivals, and 2151 packs. And if you're even just a little familiar with the hobby, you know that the 200 packs, all these packs that have 200 each, are some of the cheapest, if not the cheapest sets in the hobby right now. Journey is probably the only booster pack that is under $6. Perfect Order is $6. Mega is also one of the cheapest. Twilight is just a little bit higher, but still nothing crazy. So yeah, the bulk of the packs of 880 comes from these 800 Twilight, Perfect Order, Mega, and Journey, really bringing the cost down quite a bit, especially seeing as Perfect Order is probably one of the most hated on sets, making it one of the cheapest, making it probably hard for him to move in a normal rip and ship anyway. So if he can just dump him off here, he's doing really well for himself, is what I'll say. And as you can see here, even these packs that there's only 30 and 30 of for Phantasmal Flames and Destined Rivals, $10.50, you're still not making your money back if you hit one of these 30 Phantasmal. You're still not getting your money back on a Destined Rivals pack for $8.84. There is 2151 packs, which, to his credit, they are twice the cost of a single mystery pack. So hitting a 151 does feel pretty nice. I mean, you're buying it for half off, as well as your chance to get your whatever, right? But like I said, I did go through every single order, and it might be hard to pick up here, but if you can kind of squint up in the top corner, you can see 151 is always at the end of the orders, right? Towards the start of this stream here, look, this guy ordered 10 packs, got a 151. This guy ordered 20 packs, got a 151. Another 10 packs, 151. There's not a lot of room. Look, 1, 1, 10, 7, 12. So maybe another 20 packs in between 151. There's not a lot of room in between these 151 packs, right? So you think, oh, there's probably a good amount. There's probably a good amount. You keep going. And, oh, wait. After order 39, 10, 5, 2, 5, 10, 5, 20, 10, 10, 20, 12, 30, 1, 10, 11, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 6, 75, 3, 10, 10, 10, 10, 61 over the last 200 packs. There's not a single pack of 151. So I'm not saying that that was done on purpose, but it seems that they may have placed a couple extra 151 packs at the start to make people be a little more incentivized. I don't know. This could all be a crazy conception, but I don't know. Anyways, about that. So the total cost of all these booster packs combined equals $6,352. The total cost of all 17 of the boxes he had for sealed product ended up being $5,410. You combine that, you get $11,942 of total cost. 15 mystery packs or $15 packs times 880 mystery packs, you get $13,200. This totals to $1,258 made in that one stream. If you think that the numbers I'm saying really aren't that bad, I mean, they're making thousands of dollars within a day. But if you think I'm over exaggerating a little bit or blowing things out of proportion, there's one thing that I have yet to say about all of this. And if you're familiar with doing Facebook Marketplace deals or going to card shows or anything like that, you would know that most deals are done from about 80 to 90% if you're the buyer. So 80, 90% doesn't sound like a lot, an extra 10%. Let's say they pay really well. Let's say they pay 90%. That adds an extra $1,390 for Wenzel in a day and an extra $1,195 for Nostalgianomics, or bringing their single day totals up to $3,736 and $2,453 respectively. That number becomes a lot bigger when you start factoring in those percentages. I mean, they're selling tens and 20 thousands of dollars. So even though it's only 10%, that 10% ends up being thousands of dollars. It's just insane because those numbers that I'm reading off are more than some of you might be even making in a month. Another thing I forgot to mention actually here is I'm talking about the percentages and all that kind of stuff. They are live streaming all of these things, right? So Wenzel is getting 300,000 to 500,000 views on his YouTube videos live that he uploads afterwards. Nostalgianomics is, not as high on the views or anything like that, but he is still uploading, live streaming, all that kind of stuff. That means they're getting YouTube money, they're getting ad revenue, they're getting donations. This is all stuff that I cannot really track, but the number is definitely not zero. So you also kind of have to add that into account when you're thinking about how much money they're truly making. Has not only that normal things that normal streams have, it also has the aspects that these rip and shippers are implementing. The 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 really trying to hop on your impulsiveness and using words like steal, or giving out these bounties or these giveaways or these second chance giveaways, like all of these key items to really try to pry on your impulsiveness and get you to buy these things that you probably don't really need, get you to buy these things that if you just spend 10 minutes on TCG Player, 10 minutes on eBay, you could save yourself hundreds of dollars and get the experience of opening these things yourself. One of the coolest parts about Pokemon is opening the products yourself and doing it with friends. All right. So the other day when I was recording this video, I kind of went on like a 20-minute rant of gambling and the scariness of the ties that it has between Pokemon and stuff like that. But honestly, as I was finishing editing and stuff like that, it didn't really feel like it had a place in this video. I think the point of the video is that first 15 minutes and really show you how much money these people are making and why it's probably just a better idea to put your money elsewhere. That being said, I think there's genuinely so many ties between how Counter-Strike played out when it comes to gambling and all those kinds of things. If you don't know, I don't remember if that's making the video or not, but I've been playing Counter-Strike for 12 years. There was a lot of gambling scandals. I got addicted at a very young age, and it really messed up my life for a lot of years. And as someone who's in the Pokemon hobby, I see all of the early warning signs that I saw in Counter-Strike happening in Pokemon now, and I think it's definitely something that can have its own video down the road for me. But it didn't really feel like it had a place in this video. That being said, what I really want to say at the end of this video in particular is genuinely just just put a little time and effort into the hobby, and I promise you it will surprise you how far it will go, how much money you can save, how much more fun you can have going to these shows, doing deals with people, finding like I promise you, all of it is so much more fun that way. If you like go to shows or even like look online on these online websites and stuff like that, and you're buying off of them, there's like so many tins that have like so many different printings, and like there's so many collection boxes that have like like these really cool pack selections and stuff like that. And there's so many ways to find Pokemon cards for market value, if not cheaper than market value right now. Like you can find some really cool deals. I've done some really cool things where you find like this print of tins or something like that, and maybe there's like 5 or 6 packs in them, and you only want like 2 packs, right? You buy a bunch of them and you sell the other packs, and you get in those couple packs that you wanted at such a cheap price. Like genuinely like half a market, like Cosmic Eclipse packs I was getting for like $30 when they're like 60, because I found like this couple of tins, and like there's just so many cool things you can do. And if genuinely your argument for rip and shipping is like, I just want to open packs, like I just want to open packs, I'm tired of like not being able to find things and this and that, blah blah blah. It's like, it, if you just want to open packs, then buy the packs for yourself, open them yourself. I promise you, it is so much better than giving these people your money. I know Pokemon is a very scummy hobby. Unfortunately, there's so many people out there to just make money and all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to be giving your money to some people, give it to other people. I think these are kind of. I just showed you that they're making $3,000+ in a single day. Think about how much money you make. It's different for everyone. Maybe that's not a lot of money to you guys, but think of how much you make in a single day, in a single week, in a single month. How much they are doing that in a single day. And I understand they put a lot of hours in, they do whatever, but 3,000 in a single day, they're making 36,000 in a like, or well, I guess they're making like 90,000 if they stream every single day. That's more than most people make in a year. Just think about how much money, how much disgusting money that is, and how much further your money could go if you just put in a little bit more effort and work, and you got the packs in your hand yourself, and you got to have that fun, or you even have the option of holding on to them. Just, there's so many more options than rip and chips. If this can prevent even a couple people from doing rip and chips, and that's kind of why this is here. To each their own. I think that's fine. But that's just my personal opinion. I have nothing against these people, really. Maybe a little bit more nostalgianomics, because in the aspect of gambling, he does dabble in that mystery. Even the rip and chip that he does with the mystery packs and stuff like that, I think it's fine. But the he does sponsored streams of, I think it's called like Galaxy Gaming or something. Like, it's like those GameStop power packs. And the reason I have a problem with that is because he has no affiliation whatsoever to any of the cards that are inside of those mystery packs, right? He is only literally selling gambling as a product to his viewers. That is it, right? At least when he's selling the mystery packs and those sealed products, those packs, they're all his, right? They're all his. He owns them. He ships them out. He opens the packs. He does all that. Whereas these sponsorships he's taking from these mystery slab, like websites and stuff like that, he does not own a single one of those cards in that website. He has the casino house giving him a set number of packs with a set number of hits and all this kind of stuff, and he is just sitting there and he is clicking a button for his viewers. That is it. That is it. He has no affiliation other than the sponsorship money that he's getting. He is sitting in front of you, taking his viewership's money for gambling. That's not very cool. The other stuff, like, they're making way too much money, and it's a little nasty. But that in particular, it's a lot harder to defend that. But like I said, that's for a different video. I'm rambling a little bit, but I've been uploading YouTube videos for 12 years on like my main channel and stuff like that. I've never done anything even close to a video like this. But I kind of have a couple more topics that I would really like to talk about in the Pokemon community. So if you enjoyed, go ahead and please subscribe and like, and I promise I'll have a couple more at least of these coming out. If you have anything that can make this better, like I said, this is my first ever video doing something like this, but it just really felt like a place that I had a unique
say in the topic, especially when I make that video about the Counter-Strike and the Pokemon and gambling, all this stuff. It feels like somewhere that I have a unique perspective on it, that I think my voice can mean something. So if I prevent just even a couple people from doing it, if I get one person to go to a card show and make some deals for themselves and open their own packs and do all that kind of stuff, instead of just rip and shipping at twice, 3 times MSRP, then I will feel accomplished. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.